tinfoil hat. Oh, what the f*** you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Eric, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
All right, welcome to Tinfoil Hat live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. That's right, go to samtripoli.gold, use promo code tinfoil, and you too can get in on the Press Metals game for as little as $50 a month. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us in 2026. It's going to be a huge year as we march towards the 1,000th episode. We're working on where the big 1,000th episode is going to be. Hopefully Austin, but we'll see. But before we bring our guests in, and we're very excited to have them, this Saturday is the big day. Everyone's talking about it. Word War Debate. That's right, in Atlantic City. Grab your tickets. If you're anywhere on the East Coast, drive up to Atlantic City. Watch history happen. We're very excited. And if you can't make it to Jersey, we will be live streaming it. So get you the times. Oh, it starts at 2 p.m., everybody. 2 p.m. Eastern. That's when the show starts. We're very excited about it. There will be fireworks. Fun. If you can make it, come join us because there's going to be a huge after party. And then on the 16th, I will be in San Luis Obispo. Enough of that. Let's get into it. Very excited to have him on. I just did his wonderful podcast, and now he's on my podcast. When him and Jim Lee came on, I'd have to say it's one of the greatest episodes we've ever done on the show. I mean, I went on Joe Rogan, talked about, tried to give those guys as much credit as I could about weather manipulation, and he's back in the saddle, ready to do it in 2026. Our first guest, very excited. Please welcome back to the show, my good friend and yours, Topher Gardner. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Sam. It's great to be back.
We're very excited to have you on. You're one of my favorite guests. I did your show after scheduling conflicts. We finally made it happen. Banged it out. The people loved it. What's the name of your podcast again so they could check it out? Because we were spitting fire.
It was fire. It's the Biocharisma podcast. And in Biocharisma is biochar. And that's my company that I've launched is Black Gold Biochar. So I'm all about the carbon these days, teaching people about the big carbon lie that's been out there, the attack on carbon. And so, yeah, that's been my thing. That's been my role since 2013.
It's really crazy, but we'll get into the carbon stuff because I think we're living in the most hilarious time ever.
Yes.
So Topher, before we get into it, I know you've been on the show a couple of times, but I always like to, let the guests know where they can find you. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and where our listeners can find you.
Yeah, I'm the host of the Biocharisma podcast. You can get me on all the players. I have 3 companies. I have a construction company called Coral Domes, and people that want to go see my work, they can go to topherhq.com. That has all my work in Central America. I haven't been posting any of the finished pictures of what I've been building here in the States the last couple of years. I have that company. Then I also have my company that deals with the biochar that I already brought up. And then I also have my longest held business has been in deep tissue myofascial release. So I've been working on people, busting them up forever. And all those things you can find at topherhq.com.
topherhq.com. So, you brought up carbon. It's probably one of the most hilarious things in the world when I see progressives still talking about climate change.
Right.
I do this joke on stage. It never gets a laugh, but I don't care because I like to do it. And it's basically about how when there are things today that we used to have when we were young, but they had different names. Like when I was young, they have male feminists today. Back then, we called them grapist. They would be grapist.
Yeah.
Right, that's what we called them back in the day because that's what they're doing. Like, ladies, if a guy's a male feminist, just know he's trying to figure out how to get down your pants. Just know that.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
in the back in the day, we had climate change fires, but we called them arson back then. It was a different name for the same thing. That's what they did because we live in fire central California, where we literally have a mayor running for re-election after she burned the city down. And she's gaslighting us like none of that happened, none of that. We didn't have any it's just unbelievable. But so when I see people still like crying about climate change, I just think about what ridiculously stupid bubble that they're in. They're just in a dumb bubble. And they don't actually ever go back and look at the things they've been championing if anything actually happened. Whether it's Al Gore's movie or you list all the things that climate scientists have told us going to happen. Guess what percentage of it's happened?
0.
0. 0. It's very shocking to me that and again, it gets into this rich kids love a war that has no goal line. You could just fight it forever, and you're never going to ever have to worry about winning because you can't win it. How can you end racism? What is the end of racism? What is the end of sexism, homophobia, transphobia? It doesn't matter. It's not meant to be won. It's meant to be waged. And, and climate change is like that. What are your thoughts?
I totally agree. Change, when I heard that, like, there's nothing more malleable than our environment. Like, we're all terraformers, right? Everything's always changing. Like, I think there's a Taoist proverb that they say is like thousands of years old, where they say you can never step in the same stream twice or the same river twice. That's literally saying the only constant that there is change. So the absurdity to think that, there's climate change. Of course there's climate change. They had to rebrand from global warming.
Yes, you're right.
Because the late 90s, early 2000s, they were like, oh, global warming. And then they're like, oh, we've had record cools all over the place. Right?
There's snow in Phoenix. There's snow in Phoenix. They're like, but it's global warming. You're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, dude, I've lived and built all over the world, and the constant that I've seen that the UN has propagated is they changed like the good old Catholic guilt, like where you had to pay your like 10% tithe because you're a sinner. They converted it into green guilt. They made it into, we're going to make these people feel extremely guilty for just breathing carbon dioxide. Because we're going to get that 10%. We're going to get that extra 10%. And then we're going to convince them to gamble or play lotto and, get the tax from the retards that way too. But we're going to get our 10%. So I think that's all they did, because I saw this branding in India. I saw this branding in Central America. I saw the same branding happening in Central Europe also. It's the same thing. It's like, you need to feel bad just for living. And then we're going to weaponize the only constant that there is, which is change.
Yeah, you're totally right on that. It's like it's shocking, like how they've taken basic needs and basic constants and weaponized them. So we get really upset, and it's like, don't have kids because there's too many people. Why the elites have? Elon Musk never pulls out.
Right.
He has 1,000 kids. Half of them are trans.
Which at least he's championing, repopulation of the planet.
He promotes that.
There are much worse examples from Hollywood, especially, of these guys that just cannot stop rutting and throwing their seed out, who are like genuinely.
I would love to have 1,000 children. If I was a billionaire, I would have 1,000 kids.
Oh yeah, you couldn't stop me.
I would never. Everyone's getting sauce.
Forget about it.
Yeah,
because you could argue that's a genuinely beneficent thing to do. Like, you're really benefiting the planet if you're a billionaire taking care of all those kids.
Yes, letting them grow up, be great.
It's good karma.
But then you would be like Genghis Khan. Like, eventually you'd have so many kids, it was just, you'd be like a
Oh, I see. Like you're the genetic father.
Yeah, you're the genetic father of
yeah.
all these people.
Well, why would you say that's bad? I think that means you're
then-
winning.
Are you
Eventually
saying he
it's a
has
little bit-
shitty genes?
No, I'm saying
Actually,
eventually there will be a little bit of incest.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
No, I'll
okay.
make them. You got to move.
You guys got to move. You guys got
I think we're far enough down the line where the incest thing isn't a natural thing. It's been proven. Like I saw this incredible study that happened in Britain, I think from 1980 to 1990, and the study started off as a contraception study, and then it had to shift about 3 or 4 years into it because so many of the women were cheating on their man, and whoever they would cheat with, they wouldn't use contraception. So then it became a sociological study on why and when do women use contraception. And the truth of the matter was most of the time, Tina was, sleeping with Magic Johnson or whatever. They wouldn't use contraception because women typically when they were in the presence of a true alpha or somebody that they perceived as an alpha, a lot of times they never used anything. And I saw that in the athlete world. Like I come from professional athletics, and like, dude, all my friends had a lot of kids, like a lot.
Zion just yesterday had that video come out of that OnlyFans model. It's like, who you think my baby daddy is? And it was like Zion bent over in her living room or something. Yeah, this
right.
Guy, he can't stop.
Well, I remember, I think it was Blake Griffin was telling a story where like you'd use a condom, then you would take the condom, tie it up, put it in the toilet, and flush it down.
Well,
that's crazy.
Drake has this. I don't know if this was real, but I mean, it was some TMZ stuff. But Drake claims that he used to put hot sauce in his condoms, and then supposedly some chick went in there, try to use his sperm,
Suck
and
it out.
burned herself.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem real, but it was on TMZ type of thing where he claimed to put hot sauce in his condom so then girls can like burn themselves while they go in there. And
Dude, I had college coaches literally giving us like advice on how to avoid the gold diggers. How dude, none of this is new. Like this is like something sociologically that's not really talked about because you brought up feminists to begin with. Feminists hate hearing that most panties drop in front of an alpha. They hate hearing that because they're like, no, our power is in our cubicle status. Wrong. No. The power is in the panties. And the thing is like when women get around high status men, panties drop. It's just, that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, guys, if she actually uses a condom, she doesn't think you're high status.
Dude, there's some truth. There's some truth to that, though. Like, there's some truth.
She's going to give it up, but she doesn't want you to knock her up.
yeah, well,
Exactly. There's like some, I've only been around, I would say, in my entire life, I think I've only been around like 2 like real alpha males. Dude, and I'm talking to them about their sex life and stuff like that. There was never, ever, ever a question about contraception. Ever.
Yeah.
Not once.
I mean, because at the end of the day, we're primal, and that who was I talking to? Was it you, Johnny, or somebody?
Yep.
Maybe it was on Broken Simba. I was talking about like you can tell who's living a more proper life based on their energy and happiness,
Yeah.
right? Like compare SEC football fans to Antifa, right? Like who seems a lot happier, right?
That's right.
Have you ever seen
That's
a sad, like a miserable SEC football fan? No.
Nope.
They're living a very primal, family-driven, loving football kind of life, right? They got their wife, their kids. They're so proud to be banging their wife all the time. They're just proud people, right? And then you got the Antifa people. Like I was telling, I just did Gavin McGinnis's podcast the other day. He was because he's going to be one of the talking heads on World War Debate, and we were just like, I looked at because I did a show with him, a stand-up show, and Antifa came, and they were just look so unhealthy, dude. They just looked
we did
miserable.
talk about this. Yeah, no, you're right.
They just looked miserable.
Because they are.
Yeah, right? So it's like, are you getting closer to God? Are you getting farther from God?
Yeah, and that's soundly biblical. You can judge a person by the fruits of their labor, and you can, spiritual fruit, the same thing. Yeah, it's so interesting with the Antifa, especially. I mean, there's something to me like significant about them hiding their faces. Like, why are you hiding your face everywhere? Those guys don't. They're not. You can't really argue they're worried for their lives or anything. So
No.
I think it's really a primal, like shame or something essential. That's deeply rooted.
Yeah.
It's just very weird. If your hair is dyed a super bright color, I'm not saying everybody.
That's another way of hiding, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, even with a lot of tattoos, and I'm a guy with a lot of tattoos, there's something to that as well. Like, why are you, disguising your body so much? There's something to that, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. And I'm a guy who has a lot of tattoos, plan on getting more, But it's again, and I get hit up a lot by all 5 of our female listeners, and they're like, "That's not me. I'm not that." And I go, "You're totally right." And I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the cult of feminism. And that's what we're talking about. You can tell when someone is deeply lost in the cult of feminism. And you ever see these pictures of like a girl goes to college, how she looks when she leaves high school, goes college, and then 1 year into college, she looks absolutely monstrous. Is that even a word?
monstrous?
Monstrous, maybe? She looks just completely like lost, like a million piercing neon green hair and all that stuff, because they start worshiping at a not natural altar. They start fighting their own drive, and you have primal drives. And guys, let's say you could do it too. There's definitely guys who, you see them go the opposite. You got that one kid now that's kind of become this alpha influencer. And he's microdosing speed. Have you seen that?
No.
He microdoses speed.
Really?
Yeah, he's talking
That's
about.
so funny.
He's talking about those guys that he also does things to his face, so they're enhancing
he's like
themselves.
a body modification.
Yeah,
guy.
No, but
he's
there's
one of
a
those
term
guys.
for it. It's not glowing.
He's
up.
looks maxing.
He's
Yes,
look.
yes.
Is it called look maxing?
Yeah.
This sounds like a bunch of old guys talk, but it is really. It's like look maxing, and it's like. It's like gay. It's like
it is.
and you ask him like, "Do you got girlfriend?" I suppose he got in a fight with his girlfriend on video and something happened. But he's like, "I don't even care about chicks. I just want to impress guys." I'm like, "That's weirdest
gay.
shit I've ever heard in my
that's gay.
life."
That is
Women
weird.
do that. Women dress to impress other women.
Well, okay,
Right.
Well, what do you think about Nick Fuentes being a virgin? You think he is one, or you think he's just claiming that? Because when your parents did it,
I think
that's different when
he's-
your parents did it.
What do you think?
He's a virgin with a woman.
Yeah, but
He might not be a virgin. Somebody has to be specific with him, because I get nothing but gay vibes from that dude. The truth of the matter is, literally, happy people don't tell other people what to do. So all you have to do is look around your environment. If you have somebody telling you that you should do something, they're miserable. Misery loves company. If you're with a hottie and you just have this great loving, physicality with them, and everything's going right, and you got, money in the bank, you're not telling anybody anything what to do. You're not.
It's
such a
a
good
very interesting thing, because there's a lot to what you're saying. Listen, we were just talking to XG. He's a Mexican who snowboards, which is the most unnatural thing in the world. And
that just broke my mind.
yeah, it's not natural.
I don't.
He's trying to do white shit, right? And we looked up. The country of Mexico has won 0 Winter Olympic medals. 0, not one, none. They haven't even won what was it, Johnny? Curling that is just basically housekeeping on ice. They didn't even win that.
And Sam was talking shit, and I thought we should have won that at least. I was like, Sam's got some point.
You should get all the maids from Holiday Inn and just throw them on ice skates and watch them clean the ice rink. They should win.
Are you sure Mexican snowboarding isn't code for let's run some cocaine or something?
That's the only snowboarding that they're doing is running drugs. That's it.
they need their own cool runnings. Remember that with John Candy? Oh, that was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
We have to get a outlaw Olympics where it's like
Nice.
all the illegal stuff and who's the best at that.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah,
Dude, that's the original Wayans movie. I'm gonna get you, nigger, where they had like the inner city Olympics, and they had them like running the 100-meter with like the TV on their. And they had the guys that were like trying to get away from the pit bulls. Like that was the original Wayans classic, man.
That was a classic, dude. That was a classic. Guys, listen to me. You know me. I'm trying to get in shape. I'm trying to lose these man-chi-chis. I'm trying to do whatever I can to live a better, healthier life. We have health experts coming all the time on here all the time trying to tell us the best way to optimize our health. Well, guess what? I'm also doing that with my dog. I love my dogs. We just lost the great Pollyanna. We did whatever we could to keep her healthy, let her live as long as she possibly can, okay? And if you love your dogs, you got to take care of them. You got to take care of their health. And that's why there's no better place to go than betterwild.com.
I know my dog is always scratching its ears. You know, it's prone to ear infections. It gets rashes. It's eating grass and all this stuff. And Better Wild has allergy relief soft chews. It's a supplement designed to support your pet's allergy defense system by strengthening their digestion. Better Wild allergy supplement chews have a special blend of wolf probiotics called Ancestral Advantage that support long-term allergy relief by strengthening their natural defense system.
Yeah, listen, and it's important because, listen, our dogs are living better than ever. I mean, my dog lives a better life than I do, okay? But let's face it, the truth is dogs still share 99% of their DNA with wolves, and there are things about modern life that makes it harder for them to stay healthy. Dog allergies are up 30% in the last decade, being exposed to all the pollen, dust, mold, human dander makes dogs' allergies worse. 90% of your dog's immune system lives in their gut, and weak gut leaves your dogs more vulnerable to allergies, and that's where Better Wild Allergy Relief Soft Chews come in, okay? And let me tell you, Better Wild Allergy Supplement Chews include, ancestral blend of wolf probiotics, all right? They got cholesterol, all right? And then they got salmon oil. Are you for real? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Super Blend for your dogs. It's the best. So Better Wild is committed to helping your dogs with science-based, veterinarian-approved solutions that you can feel great about. So right now, Better Wild is offering our listeners up to 40% off your order at betterwild.com/tinfoil. That's betterwild.com/tinfoil for up to 40% off your order. betterwild.com/tinfoil. We thank them for sponsoring our show. Guys, listen, it's you're getting busier and busier, especially after the holidays. It's hard to focus on your meals, all right? And as the new year kicks off, I know I'm trying to simplify everything I can, including dinners. With work routines starting back up, long winter evenings, having Home Chef delivers fresh, pre-portioned meals takes a huge weight off my plate. It's the easiest way to start your year feeling organized, well-fed, and way less stressed.
Home Chef is rated #1 by users of other meal kits for quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. Home Chef makes cooking simple. Fresh food delivered, easy recipes to follow, and meals that actually taste great. And now, with dishes co-created alongside celebrity chefs like Gordon Ramsay, you can enjoy restaurant-quality meals at home. You'll find these recipes across Home Chef's culinary collection, classic meal kits, and express options, each designed to help you feel confident in your kitchen. Whatever kind of day it is, classic recipes with fresh ingredients, 30-minute meals, oven-ready trays, or quick microwave lunches, Home Chef has you covered. There's even a dedicated family menu for hassle-free 4 or 6 serving dinners. And it's not one size fits all. Home Chef has over 30 meal options each week with choices for different diets and tastes. Plus, it's affordable. Home Chef customers save an average of $86 per month on groceries.
$86, that's a lot. Listen, so for a limited time, Home Chef is offering our listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. Go to homechef.com/tinfoil. That's homechef.com homechef.com/tinfoil for 50% off your first box and free desserts for life. homechef.com/tinfoil must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. And we thank them for sponsoring the show.
Yeah, man.
But the whole point of that was, it's because XG's like, dude, my friend broke his collarbone. My friend like punched his kidney. Now he's pooping blood. And it's just like, and we're like, why are you guys doing this? Why are you guys doing this? It's like you shouldn't be doing this.
You're fighting nature, guys.
You're fighting nature. He's 3 years away from when I say men hit the wall. Men hit the wall at 35. And then you start feeling everything. Rigor mortis starts setting in. And then, there's, if you watch all the red pill, manosphere stuff, they talk about the women hitting the wall. And that hits around 35. And you could call me male chauvinist pig or whatever you want. But it is kind of crazy that the wall happens for women mid 35 and older, and then the demographic that reports to have the highest rate of depression and mental illness is progressive women in their 40s, which is right after the wall. And again, does not mean you don't have value. That's not what that means. There's gorgeous women in their 40s, 50s. I mean, like, I'm sure when I'm 70 and 80, I'll be plowing 60-year-olds, but it's like it's just biologically that's just what happens. You're not meant to be in the game forever for men and women.
That's totally true.
But if you hold on real quick, if you watch, and I'll shut up, but you watch the feminist propaganda, it's almost like, can they get them to that wall making horrible mistakes and going against their biological drive? And then once they hit the wall, like, too bad.
You're
there you go.
now.
You're trapped.
You're fucked.
And they won't tell the truth to the younger ones.
Right.
Well, it's denial as much as anything, don't you? Do you think it's conscious or it's denial?
I think it's denial.
Like, I think for a lot of them, they're in denial. They're like, I am happy, damn it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, it's like people double down when they make mistakes.
yes. Yeah.
Like if you're a woman that missed your window, because if you have any age under your belt at all, most of life is in negotiation. And so what we're talking about is when do you have the most leverage in a negotiation? Women have the most leverage in a negotiation when it comes to social equity when they're young, because they can give kids.
It's fertility, dude.
And it's leverage, though. This is what we're talking about. Our leverage is. So when a woman's talking about worth equates to leverage in a negotiation, right? Dude, this Yale economist just came out with this book that's awesome. It's called Bullshit Jobs. And I was shown this in the 90s. Like, I literally had a VP of American.
I bought that book. I think you told me about it. I bought it. I don't know where it is.
I told you. I think I did in our conversation. I brought it up. But the book is amazing because literally all of feminism can be summed up in this. And this guy doesn't go there because he's still working for a university and stuff like that. But when you look at, he said 90% of jobs aren't necessary. That 90% of jobs, they were created so that the women would leave the house, that they wouldn't be the stable mother. Like, literally all of feminism was engineered along with all these bullshit jobs to actually create this thrust to get women in an unnatural environment. And dude, how many books are out there? I've interviewed like professional women over and over and over again that are psychologists. And there's book after book after book of how often women fall in love with their superior at the workplace.
Yeah.
And they knew this. Psychologically, they know, like, you put a woman away from the house where she's protected and loved and like taking care of kids, you put her in an unnatural environment, she's naturally going to like
be attracted
look
to
for
the
security
alpha.
to the alpha.
Yep.
And dude, it's horrible. And so say you're a woman that falls for all this, because there's a ton of social conditioning that has these women believe that. You go out into the workforce, you're working your BS job, you're like, yeah, I'm making some money, and then you lose that window from a social equity perspective with men, this is critical. With men, you don't have any leverage. You just don't. It's that simple.
Yeah, there's this whole thing where it's like, I hear, because I'm 53, a lot of my friends that came up with are now past that window. And they talk about how they think they're invisible. And it's like, you're really not. It's just what you need to do now is earn everything. It's no longer given to you. It's just the way it is. But not to stay on this topic too long, but what, how I hear women talk about children and how I hear men talk about sex is shocking to me right now. Men don't want to engage in sex anymore. Right?
Which is so odd.
It's so odd. It's so odd to me that like it's not the primal drive of a young guy. Now I know if you're in a relationship, that's fine. You don't want to cheat on your girl. I respect that. That's totally cool. But
what is that? Is that kid boys being raised by women more often? Is that what that is?
I think it's a combination of whatever chemicals we're taking.
I think it's the chemical thing. It's chemical castration.
What they're giving to us is making us go against our biological drive. Women.
It's also the EMF, man. I'll tell you what, EMF. You get out into nature and like you have like a nice environment where there's no EMF going on, and you have a couple days down by the campfire and you got a hottie by you, you're banging. But guys, with all this EMF and all this ultra stimulation all the time, you're overstimulated. So when the natural is around you,
yeah. And it's also that, it's like comedy clubs are dealing with this right now. There's so much comedy on the internet that people like, why do I have to go? Why do I have to go to see a comedy live when I could just watch it? So unless an Andrew Schultz or Tom Segura is coming through where, I got to see him live because it's this huge comic. Why do I need to go? I can just watch their special on the internet. Like strip bars are dealing with that. There's so much sex on the internet that guys aren't going to strip bars like they used to. It's like, why would I don't need to waste all my money. I can just get this at home. And it has done that. My daughters love their iPads. They love their iPads. And you can yell and scream at me, get them off the iPad. It's just the time that we're in. It's like impossible to let them go outside because there's so many creepers. And now they're on the internet talking to creepers. It's like, you can't. It's a real war on the soul right now, dude. It's a real war.
I got to watch this like firsthand. I had a very specific experience. When I moved to Costa Rica, the cell phone towers hadn't gone up yet. And the average family had 4 kids. And from 2007 to 2011, all the cell phone towers went up. And I had I have construction companies, so I had young men on my crew. So you went from a house that would have on average 4 kids, where they might have 2 or 3 channels that they could watch on a crappy cathode ray tube TV.
Right.
To within a few years, they had a flat screen, and then they had their cell phone where they had HD porn. We all got to grow up and kind of like, simmer, like we're like the frog that doesn't get out of the pot because we were simmered with the level of exposure to pornography. These guys went from 0 to all of it, and it ruined their mind. Now, out in the campo, that's what they call the country. Out in the campo, the average family is having less than 2 kids. That was in one generation with exposure to all this EMF and all the porn and all the stuff. It's a weapon.
Well, that, and I honestly think that everyone having low T is literally your phone right next to your dick.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's a reason for low T.
Sure.
People want to say other reasons, obviously low T because of like porn, everyone's jerking off all the time, so your T isn't going up. But I also think it has to do with your phone right next. Like right now, look, I got a laptop right on top of it.
Yeah,
we got this protector. No, we got this protector.
Your girlfriend's gonna kill us.
And we've talked about it. You fly all the time. You sleeping right next to a TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's just a war. And again, ladies, I'm not going after you. I'm just saying that the cult of the unholy war of feminism is like done incredible damage. And you see a lot of the younger generation because they zig and they zag. They, that they're starting to wake up to it. But again, we've talked about this before, but it's like, it's so crazy to listen to women like want to pick work over family. Because when you talk to the elderly people or like kind of on their way out, they always talk about how much they work too much. It was just, they were just working too much.
Do you think the pendulum might be swinging as of like right now?
Yeah.
Like the kids that are growing up right now are not going to be so career oriented where they're like, I actually want a family. I'm looking at my aunt. My aunt looks fucking sad with their 4 cats and no family. Where they're like
100%. I have friends of mine that their windows are short. I'm like, just at least have one kid. You got to have one kid. It will make aging so much easier on you. It would just because you don't care anymore. Like you don't care that the phone's not ringing. You don't care that you're not at the clubs. You don't care. Your focus turns on the next year, and that's how it's supposed to go.
One thing that we should like bring up too is that we've been under like the Rockefeller medicine industrial complex.
Yes.
And their whole thing has been, we want lifetime illness. We don't necessarily want to kill people. And when you look at the statistics, this is so incredible. A woman that has 3 or more kids, she has like 90% less cancer. She has like, she doesn't get uterine problems. Like the more children you have as a woman, it makes you like into like a superhuman. I met a woman in Nicaragua I met a woman in Nicaragua that had 15 children, and she was opening up her own coconuts at age 90. Like she was a hoss, man.
I was gonna say, what's the blue zone? There's these things called blue zones where people live over 100, and all those, and it's usually females. It's all those females always had like 3 or 4 kids at least. And then these blue zones,
minimum of 4
it's this
in the
one
blue zone.
Yeah, it's this one in Japan, and it's known to like make
Okinawa, right?
Oh yeah, and all these females, guess what? They have kids.
Well,
and, like,
let's not just sit on women because it's it takes 2 to tango. But it's like, what are guys doing now? Like they can't fill jobs anymore. Nobody wants to work. I had a friend of mine. He, the summers he would run public pools. He can't get any lifeguards. These kids don't want to work. They all just want to be influencers. Like, and there's so many jobs. And this has come from guys who make their living podcasts. I can understand the hypocrisy of that, but I literally can't do anything else. And I'm barely good at this. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like jobs like electrician, plumber, all that stuff is like they need those and they can't fill those jobs. Because everyone just wants to go viral. And it's like, and what people don't understand, it's like, watch the journey of an influencer. They always end up miserable. Because you have to feed that beast all the time.
I mean, okay, look, like we just talk about, we're blessed to have this thing, and I go with my friends, right? And like, we're blessed because we do this, but we have to come up with content. We need guests, and then sometimes we need to make new t-shirts to sell new merch. My friends just go to work. And they don't have to worry about jack shit as long as they show up and they send out emails.
100%.
More than likely, though, they're part of that bullshit jobs thing. Like literally, there's only like 10 things to do.
What are the real jobs?
The real jobs are the trades, and also having the ability to do logistics where you're moving very heavy things in very awkward areas. So you're always going to need repair people. Like no matter what, you need repair people. Robots aren't going to be repairing stuff for at least 20, 25 years. So you need people to be able to crawl in a crawl space. Like I have very specific companies because I became aware of these things about 20 years ago. I have a construction company because there's always going to be the need for that. And then I have a soil company because we need soil. So like those types of things where if men get into that, they're always going to have work. If you know how to weld, if you know how to be a plumber, if you even know how to do things like, you'd be surprised. Like they need people to like, put on horseshoes. They need people to like strong men to be able to do these things with animals that women can't handle all that well. There's so much work out there, but you have to be able-bodied. And the problem is with like, the same thing that's neutered men with their sex drive has neutered them with their bodies. Like the picture of my dad's graduating class at Stranahan High School in 1963. It was like an Abercrombie Fitch model scene. There was like all the guys had 6 or 8 packs. You know, they used to do like they had to pass PE. You didn't like just go and have like an hour to do nothing at high school. Like they had to be able to do 100 pull-ups, 200 sit-ups. They had to run a mile in a certain amount of time. Men aren't being stressed physically anymore like we used to get stressed. And that's showing up. Men don't want to experience stress out in the work field.
What is your take on a lot of the stuff RFK's doing right now, RFK Jr.? He just changed the food table. You know, when you look at the food groups, most of that was bullshit. He's gone there it's a big announcement today, redesigned it onto what actually, like the food pyramid.
Yeah, the food pyramid.
He totally changed it. And listen, I am not a Trump fan. Obviously, what happened in Venezuela, I'm very anti-war. I don't want to hear about it. If you go, okay, it's about keeping China and Russia out of our hemisphere, that's fine. I'll hear that discussion. Anything else is bullshit. Taking their oil, all that stuff. It's just bullshit, dude. But there are things that I like that he's doing. And you'll really very quickly realize if your state's fucked up or not. When you realize that the Trump administration through RFK Jr. has taken the vaccine schedule from 70 down to 18, which is still a lot compared to when, I'm older than you, Topher, but when I was young, it was like 5 or 8 or something, like really, and none of it should be none. There should be none. That should be completely and utterly your discretion.
Still from 80 to 16,
70 down to like 18.
That's still.
And guess what California said? F you, we're going to do whatever we want. That just lets you know.
Yeah,
the state you live in, how bad it is that the guy who has been fighting corporations forever has, I think he plays a game where he's like, some vaccines are good, he has to play a little game with them. But, just to get anything done, he has to get a little 1 for you, 2 for us type shit. But that's a huge thing.
I think so. The vaccine thing has obviously been a problem, but getting back to the EMF side of things, they're not going to need vaccinations when 6G and all this stuff comes out. Like 5G, I think when they rolled out 5G in 2020, I know specifically for me, the effect that I had when they flipped on the 5G towers was what they claimed COVID was.
I agree.
And all the science that I've seen and all the people I've interviewed and looked into is every time there's a new frequency range or a frequency range that's now being, utilized for tech, every time that occurs, there's a new, pandemic or virus or whatever. And worldwide, we can say this, worldwide, in 2020, they flipped on 5G. They did. And worldwide, there was supposedly this pandemic. I think a lot, because I have family members that all got the vax.
My brother was a Paul Revere of the vaccines. Get the vaccines! Get the vaccines!
Now check this out. They're all white, and none of them had any problems. My workers in Costa Rica, they all got the vaccine. All of them went down. So we know that they target certain population groups with different things. Like if you're in a certain zip code and you're you have a certain level of melanin in your skin and things like that, and you're like, the one thing I was very aware of with Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 was there's certain areas of the world that the rich want to reclaim back for their Westworld, their future Westworld.
I've been thinking that forever. Africa is a big one, dude. They've been
Central America, California, like all these areas, that's their Westworld. They don't want people there. So I bet you in those areas there might be a little something extra in the piddity pang, however you want to call it. I don't know what I'm allowed to say here.
He'll beep.
Whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want.
He beeps it.
Yeah, in the injections. So, but it's a red herring, man. It's the frequencies. We've already established these things are neutering us, man. Especially if you sleep with them around your head or your balls or whatever, like none of that's good for you. In the deeper frequency ranges that they're using, and when I say like when you start to look at the coding, like when you see like the 101.35.138 and stuff like that, and you read what all those different designations mean, dude, those frequency ranges are very close to like the frequency range of thought, the frequency range of biological interactions, the different frequency ranges for our biofield resonance. I don't actually think. I have to say think because I don't have any like this is the smoking gun evidence, but it is obvious to me that the EMF is the electromagnetic frequencies in the different ranges and amplitude that they're using is the real problem. So you might have RFK out there just being like, hey guys, I've reduced this by that because now they've just made it electronic.
I mean, I'm not against that at all. I mean, we've had a couple guests on. We had a doctor on. She talked about how if you study all the AIDS medication commercial, it's always black men. It's always black men. And the studies have shown when you do tests on, because they use the PCR test for the HIV. So, we had Dr. Brian Ardis on. I thought it was one of the greatest episodes we ever did, excuse me. And he was talking about how up until like basically HIV, they were using the PCR test to test venom in animals. Just think about that, dude. I mean, that's a crazy statement.
Yeah.
And I've had some high profile people hit me up basically thinking that shit's true. And I think it's 100% true. I spread that everywhere all the time as much as I possibly could. But again, going back to the specific stuff, it's like even RFK Jr. in that, oh my God, they filmed him saying this thing, which was like perfectly shot, by the way, of him at a dinner talking about how the COVID, whatever COVID is, didn't affect Ashkenazis or Asians, which is very weird because it was sold to us remember the Hong Kong
with the
flu?
China stuff, yeah.
The Hong Kong flu, it was like and that's their game. Get you to believe it's only could affect this group that you're not a part of. Once you believe that, they have you emotionally captured because eventually they'll be like, oh, look, one of you got it too. Oh, no.
Right.
Oh, no.
Because you know how he got rid of red dye?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like, not that I think it was real, because I'm like, you're not going to really stop producing food as red colored dye. They stopped doing that at Hot Cheetos. They stopped making them red now. There's these Hot Cheetos now that taste like Hot Cheetos, like spicy Cheetos, but they're yellow because they took the red off. Mexicans are pissed.
They want you red dye.
Some Mexicans want to die. Some
I
Mexicans
love
are like,
that they're complaining about the dye when they're eating red hot Cheetos. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
no, that's what they're complaining about because it's not going
I
to be in
want
the
my
Cheetos
red
no
dye
more.
back in my red hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, guys, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of my mobile bill coming back bigger and bigger, more expensive every year. And that's why I love our good friends at Mint Mobile. Now that the holidays are over, you might be feeling like you got a big spending hangover from drinks, the holiday food, the gifts. Everyone's getting a gift. Oh my God, everybody's getting a gift. Yep, it all adds up. Luckily, Mint Mobile is here to help you cut back on overspending on wireless this January with 50% off unlimited premium wireless. 50% off That's practically giving it away. It's unbelievable. I know my other carrier isn't doing that for sure. Mint Mobile's end of the year sale is still going on, but only until the end of the month. Cut out big wireless bloated plans and unnecessary monthly charges with 50% off 3, 6, and 12 months of unlimited. All plans come with a high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Mint Mobile's worked great for me and everybody I know has used it. It will work great for you. Trust me on that. So listen, this January, quit overspending on wireless with 50% off unlimited premium wireless. Plans start at $15 a month. Mintmobile.com/tinfoil. That's mintmobile.com/tinfoil.
Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 month, $90 for 6 month, and $180 for 12-month plans required. $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
And we thank them for sponsoring this show. Hey guys, listen, you know I love to sleep. I'm the king of the sleepers, okay? And that's why my mattress is so important to me. And that's why I love my Helix Sleep mattress. Listen, I love it. It's so easy to get a mattress. All you do is go to helixsleep.com, take their personal quiz, answer some questions, and they will hook you up with the absolute perfect mattress for you. I love the Midnight Lux. I love it a little soft. Sometimes I like it a little firm. It's the best way to go. I got the perfect mattress for my sleep, and I've been loving it ever since I got it, okay? Just go to the website, answer some questions, and they'll put you with the perfect mattress. Johnny, like, you love it, right?
Yeah, I've had my mattress since the Punch Drunk days from Helix, and it is just as wonderful as the day that I got it.
I mean, talk about it. We got this guy trying to start a family over here.
Dude,
XG.
I make magic on that thing. Magic.
Listen, I don't know if this is a 100% scientific study, but word is that Helix sleep beds are best for making babies. I'm going to put that out there. Dropping hammers, the best place to do it. We thank them for helping us fight the population decline. Thank you, Helix Sleep. So here's what we're going to do to you. Here's all you got to do. Go to helixsleep.com/tinfoil for 27% off site-wide. Right? That's helixsleep.com/tinfoil for 27% off site-wide. All right? helixsleep.com/tinfoil. It's real simple, okay? Go there, take the quiz, and they'll mail you your mattress. Easy peasy, just like that. Make those babies, make that love, bring more people, bring more swarm into the world, and we thank them for sponsoring this show.
The EMF thing is for real. Like I got into building domes and weird things, and I had very, very specific clientele that were EMF sensitive. So I got into the world of monitoring and looking at, what positively ionizing radiation does to biological things, right? And then how to remediate that. Like that's probably where I earn my best income, is when I'm doing EMF remediation. It's part of the reason why I have a biochar company, is because when you grind biochar into essentially its graphene state and you put it in paint, you could paint a room. Like a room is a cube. It has 6 sides. You could paint all 6 sides of that. If you do 3 layers of paint and make sure you have like good, E-rated windows, you won't receive any external radiation from outside. Like there's zero ionizing radiation that can get to you.
That's what I want. My dream is to go get a fat plot of land in either Texas or Florida, and then have Topher come build a couple pods.
I told you, come here, man. I'll build you, because like literally that's who I've been building for. I've been building for
conspiracy podcast
for the real prepper, like for the people that are like, okay, there's all this climate change. Well, I come from Florida, and I've built in Florida and Costa Rica where they have earthquakes and hurricanes. Like, the buildings I build are resilient to that. And I lived in areas that have tons and tons of cell towers. Well, let's make a paint that's resilient to that. Like, let's make the things that can handle all the BS that the UN is throwing at this.
You must
this is
killing it by these data centers, dude. I mean, like, especially in Texas, like, that's a big thing I'm doing. It's like, where are they talking about building data centers, and how far away can I get away from them, dude? Like,
do you want to hear my theory on that?
What?
So, dude, check it out. Remember back in, like, God, I don't know when it was. Remember when Texas thwarted their whole plan to have that highway all the way from, like, northern Canada all the way down to South America? Yeah, that, I think it was in 2008 when Texas, like, gave them the big middle finger and said, no, you can't put this 8-lane highway right through the middle of us. And that was like a big media thing. I was down in Central America, and CAFTA had passed, and everybody was like, yay, we're all going to be rich down there. Like, and they totally gutted Central America. Well, they never built that highway, but now with all, like, these floods and these very specific farm fires that a lot of people don't know about, like all these processing plants all through the Midwest. Like, I literally live in that cut now. And I was like, dude, the highway that they were talking about was the information highway. They were planning back then that they were going to gut the very center of the Americas so that they can put all their data places, because we know they're not, sending this information to satellites and then bouncing it, with their satellite network. They still need line of sight, and they still need massive things truncated so all the trunk lines can go off the center. So my theory is that the highway, the super highway that they were talking about that they're now implementing, was the information superhighway, and it's like literally like straight up through the middle of the landmass.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about evil; it never rests. Ever.
No,
like good people just want to live their life, raise their family,
true.
Set their kids up for success, and evil never rests. And they don't even need to do it during their own lifetime. They have zero problems with it not being achieved while they're alive. They'll pass it to the next generation of evil, and they'll keep building it and building it and building it and building it. And we're seeing that forever. Like, what's his name? Matthew Arat?
Arrett.
Arrett. I gotta remember how to say his last name. I feel so bad. He came on. He basically talked about how, I don't know if he said on the podcast, but I've been reading his book, and his book was basically, Johnny, did I tell you this? That the Greater Israel Project, the map of the Greater Israel Project, is almost identical to the map of ancient Babylon.
Oh man, imagine that!
Like the outline?
Yeah, the borders of ancient Babylon and the borders of what they want the Greater Israel Project are almost identical.
They're staying on brand, man.
They're staying on brand. And Johnny had the line of 2025. Congratulations, Johnny. You got line of the year. That the Greater Israel Project is the Kevin Bacon of conspiracies, where everything's connected to it. 5 degrees at least, And it's just the truth, dude. But why do I bring that up? It means because they've been planning this for over 100 years. The plan they've been wanting to bring back Babylon for thousands of years. Now they're actually going for it by destroying Palestine and going into 5 wars around Israel, which is what this psyop they've ran on us. That Johnny, thoughts? You made a smirking.
No, you're 100% right.
And it's like this fake Israel that is not the Israel of the Bible. Mm-hmm. They're just so incredibly smart in how they do it. He talks about most of this like apocalyptic, doomsday, end of days stuff is all fake astroturf through these secret societies to kind of create, people to be docile, that something's coming to save them.
Right.
Like in a cute type of way. And like, I have a lot of religious friends, and there's a lot of religious people who listen to this podcast. I'm a Christian. I'm not insulting your beliefs. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is what he said in the book, and it kind of lines up.
No, and people have been abusing Revelation prophecy since the book was written. You know what I mean? People have been saying, using it to motivate people to do things they want them to do.
Yeah, 100%, Johnny. Yeah. And especially when you study what these secret societies have basically been running a play on us right now.
Definitely.
Literally a theatrical play of end of days. Whether it's the red calves, whether it's the building of the temple again, and all that stuff. This is all astroturfed, following a play, page by page.
I mean, how long have we been hearing about Antichrist? Like, this guy's the Antichrist. No, this guy's the Antichrist. I mean,
dude, every president's like, this is the Antichrist.
For sure,
trust us on this one.
Yeah. This is why I'm such a fan of the theory of the little season. Like, the little season stuff makes so much sense to me, because what have we witnessed in our lifetime? Everything's inverted. And that's what the shaitan, that's what the enemy of humanity does. It inverts things, right? So here we know dispensationalist Christianity, which is like Zionistic, Christianity, was a new creation. That was created in like 1870, like the Darbies and all that. Like, I live in the middle of like dispensationalist land in Missouri. Like, it all stemmed from here, which actually came from British think tanks. Where have we seen British think tanks engineer the world? Like, so we have the Darby say, Zionism, and then we have, this, and this, and the Middle East is where all this went down. Dude, all of this stuff is very, very new thinking, and it's rebranding for war. It's rebranding for all these things. When you ask me about RFK, I could see him trying to get people healthy again, because they're gearing up for war again. Like, it's like wartime. And they have more bull dykes out there than they do strong young men that are willing to fight. So they have to get the testosterone up a little bit, if that is a thing, to at least initiate the feeling of, I need to protect the homeland. But the little season stuff to me is exciting, because like, we know history is a lie agreed upon. We know that. The storylines that we give for all these structures, all these things that have been built that are so phenomenal and so overbuilt, like, it's just like, there's no way the story that we are given fits how these things happen. None of the timelines work. None of them work. Not from the Christian church, not from the Jewish, the Hebrew thing, which is like, when you look into that, it's like, oh my God, like, it's funny how quickly that's been made to be some like classically long-lived thing. Dude, it's all a LARP. They're LARPing us now, because we are the rest of the dead that the Bible talked about. We are the ones that are after the millennial reign. We're the ones that are here where things are kind of easy. Like, let's admit it. Let's just like put down our victimhood, and just like life is pretty easy. Like, we've already established young men don't have to really work. Like, nobody really has to do anything to survive anymore. Like, everybody's just surviving.
Yeah. I mean, we have fat homeless people with iPads. I mean,
dude, like, literally, like, it's not hard to survive. Like, everybody's surviving. And they're only dying from like things that are of excess. They're only dying from like depression, or like things that are like, because there's an excess in their system, not because there's a deprivation in their system. So it's to me, it's just like, this is like the time period after the big incredible, like, the time where all the cathedrals were built, all these buildings, all like, just the immensity of what our forefathers did is here. And then we're left with a bunch of liars from these like secret societies that are running around saying, hey, we founded this. And, if you only had a better work ethic than I did. I'm sorry. I'm 50 years old. I remember the old school guys back when I was in my teens, and none of them worked hard. They were all all doing their thing on the golf course and
agree more, dude.
Had their mistresses. No. It's not about working hard. We've all heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Dude, it's been that way from the get. We are literally riding the coattails of a former generation that inherited all this wealth. And now we're riding on fumes because the population has gotten to a certain size where it's just like, oh, we can't ride on these coattails anymore. Everybody wants to be on these coattails. And so they have to foment war. They have to create all this falsity stuff just because it is a distraction. It's always a red herring.
Literally,
they're saying,
the plot of the movie Wag the Dog is like the president gets accused of being a pedophile, so he goes and invades another country, which is exactly what happened with Venezuela, right? I mean, literally, it was like, oh, dude, Epstein list, Venezuela. And that whole thing is weird, too. Like, have you noticed that, like, throughout his extradition back to America, he had 4 different outfits on?
I did not notice that.
He's constantly in a different outfit. He's like Mariah Carey of criminals. He has a new outfit every time we see him.
I saw them.
And then he's doing like Pokemon, like he's doing like K-pop poses with everybody. Hey, dude.
Because they let him keep his glasses on.
It's very weird, dude. It's the whole thing is just doesn't make sense to the point where I wonder if they made a deal with him. Just come here, get out. We're not going to take you out. You can go and have your own bodega in New York City and just chill, like whatever it is, dude, we'll throw you a bunch of cash. But it's definitely weird. We've had Ed Marbury on, Mayberry, right? Is that?
Mayberry.
And great guest, great guy. Love him very much. He doesn't think we're in the little season because he's like, there would be no mountains and everything. But a lot of this stuff looks like melted buildings to me, like something catastrophic happened and melted a bunch of shit.
Dude, here's the tell. I'm giving you guys the tell. I've brought this up in other shows, but I'm giving you the tell. I'm literally the dude that knows how to make pyrolyzed carbon. Like, I have a company, I make pyrolyzed carbon. What's pyrolyzed carbon?
What is pyrolyzed carbon?
When you take any biomass, like any trees that you see out there, anything like that, and you dry it, and then you cook it in an oxygen-free environment, that's pyrolization. Well, there's a layer that's anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches thick all through every single continent's strata that has this pyrolyzed carbon. And by the way, if you were to take the strata, like different continents have different shapes and yada, yada, yada. If you were to like normalize where that line is, it would say that it all happened at the same time. Well, how can you just have that everywhere and have it all happen at the same time? And like, say it was like a forest fire or it was like whatever. You can't. Like, that's an impossibility. To make biochar, you literally have to have no oxygen or such low oxygen. So there was some cataclysmic event that occurred worldwide that essentially scorched the entire surface of the earth to create this layer of carbon.
Damn.
Dude, that's the biggest tell. We literally can go to any continent and find it. Like, it's not a mystery. And so for me, when they found it in droves, they found it in much deeper and bigger proportions down in the Amazon, and they called it terra preta. But they have since, like the people that go into stratigraphy, and that's the study of strata, when they look at it, they're like, what's this layer of carbon? And they find out that it's on every continent. To me, that's like, oh, the meltologists have it right. Because it says the day of the Lord, he will return with sintering heat. Something like that. I forget the term. I always want to say sintering heat. But it's like, essentially it's saying, the Lord will return with like a very hot fire. One might call that a plasma or a plasma apocalypse. Well, that's already happened. We have the proof. We have melted. We have a lot of things that look like hills or mountains or like, all different, geological formations, that those were buildings. Like you go to Petra, one of my best friends was from Petra, Jordan. He had a yoga studio in Fort Lauderdale called Petra Yoga. Like he would show me these pictures from his homeland. Those were buildings that were melted, guys. Somebody didn't go with a chisel and chisel that out of the side of a hill. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. You see these
weird, Johnny, any thoughts? Weird doors and buildings in mountains. Have you seen these?
I've seen those pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Little Caesar, Johnny?
The Little Caesar. I mean, we've had convincing arguments against that on this show, and I'm equally impressed by those. So I'm not. I don't have any strong feeling about it.
Johnny's just in the middle.
Well, what do you think? I mean, you last time we spoke about it, you were convinced kind of that we weren't in a Little Caesar for that.
But then he's bringing up this layer of carbon.
Is that dated in any reliable way? Reliable to you? I mean, is that dated to a time in a way that you believe?
It's very interesting because the stratigraphist that I first was turned on to this about, his name was Gunnar Heinzen. He's a German. He did the stratigraphy work because they were doing archaeological digs, and they pretty much find like pre-Roman era. There's nothing underneath like the Roman remains.
So that's relatively early. I mean, recent.
Well, here's the thing. Like what we've been told about Rome isn't like the whole story. This is it becomes fun. Like Rome was worldwide. That's why we have Roman buildings on every continent. Like I remember the first time I went to Nicaragua. And I'm in their capital, and I'm looking at these massive Roman buildings where it's literally squalor. Like everywhere is dirt poor people that are like begging for food. Well, the same thing where I was in India. Like the people there, like you'd find like in the subcontinent of southern India, there were Roman buildings. Like who had this neoclassical, they call it neoclassical Roman building bug up their butt? Like it's not an efficient way to build. It's especially not efficient to build those types of things in what's now like rainforest or a mud bog or any of that, but you find it everywhere. You find it in Japan, you find it in China. So Rome was everywhere. And so what they find is when they get to at the end of the Roman Empire, that's where you find this biochar, this line of carbon on every continent. And so we know from pictures just from Europe that Rome was unearthed. Like a lot of the things that we enjoy in tourism this day, a lot of these buildings, they had to dig out. It's the same thing like with the Göbekli Tepe. They had to dig it out. Something not only burnt the entire surface of the earth, it buried empires. It like literally buried a lot of things that we're just now unearthing at the moment. Humans, we don't have that amount of power. To me, that's something that was supernatural that occurred.
So I mean, like, we all know that the Egyptian pyramids, which I don't believe were in sand at one point in time, right?
No, I went to the Geopolymer Institute. Like I've been trained by those guys to make geopolymers. My professor there, Dr. Davidovitz, was the guy that figured out exactly how the pyramids were built. They weren't built by slaves. Yeah, every single one of the blocks were cast. Like he figured the whole thing out. This guy has military contracts building like the biggest, Air Force bases in the world, like in New Zealand and like, the southern tip of South America, which makes you ask like, why are the biggest, Air Force bases down in those southern tips of places? But he's the guy that like, oh, we need to like land this, 2 million, kilo plane. Like I need a runway, an airstrip that can handle that. So they build those out of geopolymers. He figured out back in 1978 and 79, Zaharie Hawass kicked him out of Egypt. He's not allowed to go back to Egypt because he was able to show that their narrative about slaves cutting this, down the Nile and then like hoisting it. He was able to show like why the closer you get, the closer you get to our timeline, the worse the pyramids get. He was able to show all of that. So like
how does
none
he
of
think
that.
They're built.
It's very easy. It's a geopolymer. Geopolymer is like, it was like, you've heard the term Roman cement. Have you ever heard that term?
Yes. And you're saying cast, right? You said that.
It was all cast.
That's amazing.
It's all cast.
Oh, you're saying that they didn't move the rocks; they casted it.
They cast it. It's very so the ingredients in the northern Africa has all these ingredients. You have essentially there used to be where the Sahara is. There used to be a very lush forest. In that forest, they cut down the trees and burnt a lot of those trees for fly ash. The fly ash is calcium. They would add that calcium to a calcium bentonite clay because bentonite clay is a binder. They would combine that with silica. And then there was a secondary type of calcium that they would get from all the crustaceans in the Nile that they would grind up. That's why you find seashells in a lot of these rocks. You have all these theories out there that were debunked where like, oh, the pyramids might have been under the ocean because of all these seashells. No, they literally, like, if you've ever been to Florida and you look at the pavement in Florida, you'll see that there's seashells in it because it's a great building material. You grind up the seashells because they're brittle, but they're hard. And you add that to another component and a hydrocarbon, and now you have pavement. That's what anybody that lives in South Florida will tell you that. Well, they did that with these blocks that they were making. They would grind up the shells from the Nile, and then there's this other component called natron. And natron is like a catalyzer. So you add that, you mix it as a dry mix, you move it into place. So you could have, your artisans walking their dry mix up. It's much easier to move dry mix than it is to move a wet mix because it's a lot less weight. They would pour it into the crevice between the one that was just formed and the next one that they're going to build. So you only need two walls for the form. They would drop in all the dry mix and then they would wet it from the top. The water would seep all the way through. And then they would lay a casing stone on the outside that had mass to it, because whenever you have a geopolymer, if you can heat it a little bit, it sets much faster. And what he was able to show was they used like the king's and queen's chamber and all that on the inside of it was like a very advanced like rocket heater. I don't know if you've ever seen like a rocket stove. So they were heating it from the inside, and then they were using the casing stones on the outside, which were dark, and that would give you the sun, the thermal gain from the sun, so you would get heat from both sides. And so it would set, and he was able to predict, and nobody knew this until last year. They found the spiral passageway that would go all the way up. And that's exactly like if you were building a pyramid, you would need a way to kind of spiral up as you're doing your casting.
And do you still think that was a tomb for a king, or you don't think that was like a plan?
No,
you don't think that was a plan?
No, you want to hear my wildest theory on that?
Well, dude, this is the show to do it.
So my theory on that is I actually wrote for Substack. I wrote an article called "A Czar Coffee Guy," but it's meant to sound like sarcophagi. And the sarcophagi. And so what we know is that the sarcophagi that were in a lot of these pyramids is the exact same material as what the old casing stones were on the outside. So a lot of these casing stones were a very specific type of very hard granite. And that's exactly what the sarcophagi were made out of. And I had this is just a theory. There's no way for me to prove it, but
that's fine.
I have some anecdotal evidence for it. So what you'd see, because one of my teachers, he was actually the guy that like figured out the Dendera zodiac. Like he's been in these chambers, and he said like if you're sitting at the sarcophagi and you were looking at the wall, the hieroglyphs that you would see. When he said this to me, he wasn't making any assertions. He said this is what he said. It looked like Grand Central Station. Oh, wow. And that registered in my mind, and I was like, huh. Well, your friend Joe Rogan, like he loves to do the float tanks, right? So I did a float tank once, and I was like, as soon as it went totally dark, I was like, boom, I was traveling. I was fucking out there. And I was like, dude, it's so easy what these things were. This was their travel system. They would get in the sarcophagi. They would fill it with structured water. And because they said that they were coffins, they're not coffins. The Egyptians didn't do coffins like that. They would actually sit in the water, and then they would close it, and they had a little porthole in it, so there would be enough air exchange, but no light would get in. I bet you they're tripping on something nice, some Egyptian hoodoo or whatever.
Yeah, hoodoo. You do.
They would get in that sarcophagi, which had the same base resonance as the entire shape of the pyramid. Well, we know what pyramids can do from a negative ionization perspective. Dude, they were traveling. They would essentially go into that sarcophagi. Their consciousness would lift. They would have Grand Central Station right there above them, telling them, "Oh, okay, I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to go to this one," and they would travel.
You're saying that they use these pyramids to astral project.
They astral projected, but I think it was at such a high amplitude that they could probably have like other people in other areas of the world that they could walk into. Like if you were at royalty status where you could get in these sarcophagi and use them and do it at the right astrological times and stuff like that, you were like top of the top. Like you were like, damn. And I think they used that technology to be able to essentially teleport their consciousness to anywhere where their network was. Because that's another thing you find on every continent. You find these Roman structures. Every continent you find pyramids. They're everywhere.
And now, is your thought that those are antennae at these other locations to receive the signal?
Yeah,
because they're by ley lines too.
That's fascinating. Yeah, which would amplify the signal, right? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, you guys have had Dr. Joseph Farrell on a bunch, right?
Oh, one of our favorites. Open door.
Yeah. Dr. Joseph Farrell and I, we talked about this in earnest because there's a very interesting thing about the classical shape of the pyramid. And this is why I think they were traveling. And this is where the water thing comes in so big time. When you look at a pyramid, and if you were to see two faces of the pyramid, 1/3 of it was one side and 2/3 of it was another side, that angle that you see, the 108, 36, 36, that you would see with that type of geometry is the relationship of hydrogen to water. So I think the worldwide civilization that knew about pyramids, that was their weather control, that was their crop rotation control, that was their consciousness control. Because he's all about the Death Star. Like he talks about the Giza Death Star. And I brought to his fact, what's the easiest way to control life in the world is to control water. And so if you wanted a weapon, you would weaponize water. Well, I think that's what they did with the pyramids. Because when you see that relationship, there's a thing in biomimicry. If you can mimic something that's in God's law, you're going to have a very effective thing. And they figured out that relationship because we've all heard the term of the molecule H2O. Well, H2O is like you have your two hydrogens and your oxygen. The triangle that they make is that 108, 36, 36 that you would see from the pyramid if you saw it in that ratio that I talked about. So they mastered the phi ratio. Damn. And in mastering the phi ratio, we're made of water. Right? Our bodies are made of water. Why do you think you go into a float tank and you have 100 pounds of magnesium and you're in water? It's like literally when you have all that magnesium, essentially the water inside you and outside of you become like communicative, right? Imagine if that was resonating with the full shape of the pyramid, man. Are you kidding me? It would be a resonant cavity.
You think the pyramids were float tanks?
I think the sarcophagi within the pyramids were the float tank.
Damn, dude. Man, we had some cool shit back in the day.
Yep.
Dude, we had this place on lock. I'm telling you, we are at the end of the Kali Yuga.
I agree with that.
that means the golden age, when the golden age was popping off, you were flying around as a pharaoh. You didn't need any vehicle. You didn't need spinners on your Cadillac. You were zooming, man. You were going.
Oh, I want that so bad.
Dude, the tech was like, we're used to electronics. Electronics is not the tech, man. Our body is the tech. And in the golden age, the body, along with the environment, were totally in sync. And then we're able to be manipulated in a way where, boom, like, oh, I need to go over to that continent. You would transport when the timing was right. Like, that's the level of tech. The tech was so incredible. It's like, if you've ever met like a super wealthy person, you'll never know that they're wealthy. It's the same way with the tech. If you ever come across like the real tech, you'll never even know it's there.
Like, are you talking about like the ability to astral project and all that stuff and time travel and all that? Or is what we talked about in your show hardwired mysticism?
I love that term because we see it because we have all these wires. We have the peon. We have the slave tech.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a time when we were, our consciousness was bigger. We were bigger. Everything was bigger and better. It was bigger and better. And it was like full. There was an integration of biological systems to such a degree that was integrated with the shelter systems where every building was a machine and vice versa. And everything worked in concert with each other for the benefit of each other. The tech we have these days, the tech that we're allowed to have, we can have a benefit, like we make livings from it and stuff like that, but it's always at a cost. It's always at a detriment to our biological system.
You're so right. And it's so crazy because you brought up, finish your thoughts. Sorry.
No, that's it. Like, the beautiful thing about the Satya Yuga, which was the golden age, like when you read in the Puranas about the different yuga systems, like to me, it gives me hope because like that feeling, that gnawing feeling I had as a kid of like, God, the adults are like insane. This world is crazy. Well, it totally fits the Kali Yuga's whole thing. Like the whole thing that we're seeing with gaming, like the gamification of everything, what we're going to see in the future with our biometrics relative to gaming and all the betting that's going to be going on with our biometrics. Like all of that is literally described to the T in the Kali Yuga at the end of the Kali Yuga. But when you look at the Satya Yuga, you have things like the sarcophagi in the pyramids, and people could teleport and there was no line because everybody could psychically tell, and like auras, the biofield anatomy of people was just known, and like it's a totally different thing. And that's why the whole little season thing really appeals to me, is because that if you were to take definitions away and say what would be the characteristics of that time, what it's saying is it's at the end of the end. Because most Christians that are looking for the end of days, in their mind's eye, they're like, oh, the millennial reign of Christ will happen, but there is more in the Bible than that. And like, Ed Mabry, I've listened to him a bunch. I'm friends with the Nephilim Death Squad guys, and we've talked. The whole thing with that is that he's like, well, all the mountains would be destroyed. I'm like, dude, how do we know what the mountains look like before? We don't. We have remnants of massive trees. We have remnants of massive things. We have seen, how is it that the exact
animals?
Yeah, how is it the coastlines of these different, continents perfectly fit into each other like a jigsaw puzzle? How is it that you could have lines of these rock walls in England and in Scotland that perfectly match the rock walls of New England? And it's because maybe, when Christ returned, there was like Pangea split immediately. Like maybe we were on Pangea, and maybe the mountains that were once real mountains and the trees that were real trees got sheared. We don't know. It's like that scene at the end of the second Matrix. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Neo like has that come to Jesus moment with the architect. And the architect's like, yeah, this is the deal. And he's like, well, either no one knows or no one told me. And he's like, correct. And that's like a humbling thing. Like, we're literally flying blind in this. Do not think that the history that we've been given is giving you anywhere near the truth. We actually have to look at physical evidence. Physical evidence. We have buildings today that would bankrupt us if we tried to destroy them. We didn't build that. Wage slaves didn't build that. Settlers that were fighting a two-front war in farmsteading did not build those. I'm sorry, that's utter bullshit. A government that was built on like, oh, we're here, hands off. Federal government's bad. Went ahead and built the biggest, most indestructible buildings with like a workforce of 5 people. Get out of here. That's all BS. That's not true.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. History is a lie. It's very dangerous. Well, we're entering a very emotional stage where facts are dangerous. The truth is dangerous. And people don't want to discuss it because feelings matter more than facts. History is a lie. All of it is a lie. All of it is a lie. They've completely created this narrative that allows the people at the top to stay in the top. The people at the top are the heroes. All these controlled ops that are pushed forward in our timelines as these great innovators, these great minds it's all bullshit. They just remix what we already had, and it's crazy. And so my question to you is, as we leave the Kali Yuga, supposedly we're out of it now. I think we hit that point. We're in 2026. What do you think the future holds?
Oh, good stuff, man. Like,
so you have a white pill view. This Venezuela thing put a little bit of black pill in me, and I said I wouldn't do the show anymore if I totally got black pill. But what are your thoughts? Get me back into the white pill, please.
I think we're living in a pretty easy time. And I think this time is really to see where people are at spiritually, because everything is available everywhere. I've been a lot of places, and like, they might have lied to us in history saying how hard everything used to be. Because I'm telling you, things are not that hard, man. They're just not. They're just an excess of everything. We have like 3 times the amount of roofs than we do people on this planet. Like I do all this eco consulting for people because people want to absolve their green guilt, like how we started all this stuff. And when they ask me, they're like, yeah, so what's the best way I can build eco? And I'm like, don't build. There's literally like, there's enough houses. Go find one that's already built. Like there's
more empty houses in Los Angeles than there are homeless people.
Dude, I lived in Costa Rica for free for 3 years, just house sitting. Because literally everybody would take whatever equity they had in whatever part of the world they were. They would cash out and they would build their little bungalow down there in the forest. But the problem was the forest had a lot of bugs in it. So they needed people to watch their bungalows. And I was more than happy to do that for 3 years.
Gig?
Dude, you just have to be responsible.
I'm literally responsible.
Yeah. And then you have to be willing to live down there, which isn't the best.
I have to speak Spanish to live down there? Is there anyone who speaks English?
It helps.
It helps. I'll start learning Spanish.
Unless you're out there with the machete trimming everything, it helps to know a little bit of Spanish. But like I did that, like that's what I'm saying. Life is not hard. There's been tons of books written about vagabonding where like you could just travel the world, and like if you're just a semi-responsible person that's not out to F people, like you're gonna land on your feet. You just are. So the white pill in all of this, from my perspective, is just get right with yourself. Like really get right with yourself. Make sure you're living an authentic life. Like if you're living an authentic life and you're earnest with your questions to your creator, there's not one person I know that's been earnest with asking their Father in heaven, for whatever, that they haven't been answered. Every single person I know, if they're earnest, I'm being specific when I say that, because there's a lot of people that will hear this and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm being earnest," and they don't really mean it at a heart level, and they'll ask, and then they won't see results, and then that will just prove to them their self-image, which is usually pretty shitty. But if you really ask earnestly, your Father in heaven always provides.
I agree.
He is the provider. And so right now it's not so much about like, oh, the toil and the sweat of my brow. It's more about, okay, now that you've been given success, how do you deal with success? Because any CEO will tell you it's so much harder to deal with success than to deal with failure.
I couldn't agree more.
You get people complacent, you get them fat and happy on the dole. They will show you the truth of who they are. If you get somebody that's on the struggle, on the hunt, they'll show you all the good attributes. But if you really want to see a person, if you really want to see who they actually are, let them be successful. See how they treat people. I was a waiter in Boca Raton, Florida, the most god awful nouveau riche area of the world. And I will tell you, there were so many nouveau riche people there, and watching how they treated other people and the misery, just the utter misery. And so that's what we're dealing with now. Today, most people live at like King Henry VIII level of luxury.
Yeah, you're totally right. People in castles didn't live as good a life as you do in your condo.
Castles were cold, hard places.
Right.
Yeah,
so we're all like King Henry VIII. We got like, we have our brothel, our digital brothel right here. Like all the things. We got all the things, man. We got like, there were like literally, I forget how many civilizations only had like access like to 2 different types of food. Like, we're having the delivery guy deliver like 18 different types of food. We got like, dude, it's so easy to travel. We are being tested by success. God's going, okay, it's been hard in the past. We're at the end of the cycle. Let's see how good this person tips after they've already succeeded. Let's see how good this group of people, this soul grouping, will do when they have everything. When they're not on the hunt, when they're not on the struggle. And let's see the cream rise to the top.
This is so true, dude. I have so many feelings about this. First of all, tax is a penalty for success, right? And welfare is a reward for failure. Right. And you just see how people act when they don't have to work and they can just get money, right? I mean, that's the big problem with socialism. When you especially when you look at this universal basic income, you're like killing drive. If you never have to work for anything, what do you care anymore? And I say this all the time. I see it all the fucking time. Someone comes into comedy. They're good people. They're chill people. They get success. Suddenly they don't talk to anybody that they came up with. They try, I'm going to lose everybody. Female comics do this all the time. All the time. I've only seen one guy do this. That a dude who blew up that doesn't talk to any of his friends from back in the day. One dude. I'm not going to say his name, but one dude. you see it happen all the time with female comics. They never want to act like that they're from where they came from.
Why do you think?
I don't know what it is, and I wish it wasn't a rule that I've seen over and over and over and over again. Over and over again.
You're getting to see people for who they really are. Like I am blessed to have the exposure to like different classes in my life. So I've had billionaire clients. I say that like there's a lot. I've had 2 billionaire clients that I've known. And then I've literally hung out with the unforgiven, the unwashed in India. So I've been like the most destitute and like the highest. And where you see people, because the truth of the matter is, I think deep down in our humanity, even if we have nothing per se, we can still be human. We'll always have our laughter. Like even if we from a material perspective don't have anything, we still have breath. We're still living.
Yes.
We're still seeing.
Yes.
There's still something.
Yes.
But when you get to the other end of it and you're the mark, because you're the one that everybody's asking money from, and you have your accountants, your lawyers, your management team, you have everybody that just sees you as the money that you have. It's a completely different way of living. Like it brings the worst out in people. And it's just like the most dangerous people are the midwits. They're the people that are smart enough to not know that they're not that smart. Yeah. And I know people have said that in different ways. Like
I'm the world's smartest dumb guy. I'm like the tallest midget.
See, that's the healthy way to that's the healthy way to say it. But you have people that are just smart enough to not know that they're not the smartest. Those are the most dangerous types because they think they're smarter than everybody. And I love that line from Rounders where he's like, if you're at the table and you don't know who the mark is, you're the mark.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yep.
Ooh,
that's
dude,
the way.
That's crazy.
That's the way the midwits are. The midwits are literally like that. They're like, oh, I know history. I know technology. I know religion. Dude, if you don't think you're the mark, if you can't see the mark at the table, guess what? Then they don't even know what you're referencing, you know?
Yeah, I've said this before. People are very arrogant about their ignorance now.
Certainty.
They are so certain people, right?
No, certainty is what I was saying. Like, I look for certainty. Anybody who's certain about everything, I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, dude. It's like when you introduce, like, let's say we have a guy come on, drop some knowledge, and you make a video out of it, and we put it out. The amount of people that never even knew the topic, have no clue what we're talking about, have an opinion on it, right out the gate. Yeah. And it's this idea that anything that upsets their worldview is dangerous and wrong. So they have to rail against it. I'm open-minded to anything. I would tell you I don't know anything for sure. But I go, if you go, what's your feelings? This is my feelings, right?
Right.
But I don't know.
Sam, you've said it forever, and I totally agree with you because I told you the term that we used to use with the rich kids down in Costa Rica. We called them trustafarians.
Yep, trust fund kids.
The trustafarians, right? They're a lot like the midwit. They don't understand what got them to their level of comfort. And this is what I bring this up with young women all the time that I counsel is like, you didn't do anything, like literally everything that's getting you the attention that you are getting, you did nothing for. So you have no idea the level of investment that it would take to keep that up. And it shocks them. I'm like, you're taking credit for everything that God gave you. Where's your humility? Like you literally think you're something for all the gifts that you were given by God.
I couldn't agree more, dude.
Where are you in this equation? What do you have to offer? And it's very humbling, you know? So like for me, the white pill for everybody is just like, we all have something to offer. Like as long as you find what you can offer, and offer in an earnest way, dude, you're taken care of.
I agree, dude. I agree. It's like, yeah, we'll end on this. Johnny, did we talk about this on the show already? But one of the people in Mondani's cabinet or whatever, she's talking about how property owning is white supremacy, and then they found out she owns a house in Tennessee that's worth $1.6 million. And so she's been confronted with that lie, and she's crying now. Like, that's who's in charge. Emotionally retarded rich kids.
But I mean, obviously she's a retard, which I agree. But did she not think that was going to come out, or does she?
No, they're dumb, dude.
Yeah, retard,
they've never ever. They've always been in this bubble of comfort where they've only talked to their own, and this is like on World War Debate. What we're running into is like there's a certain side that doesn't want to debate because they don't want to be challenged on their ideas, because they tend to be in bubbles and silos and echo chambers where everyone just agrees with what they said. Nobody's fact checking them. If it just sounds like a point we like, we're going to agree with it. And that's what's happening right now. And people can think it's getting worse. I think it's just getting more obvious. And I think it has to get way more obvious for people to really start to wake up. Start to wake up. Topher, great show, dude. Great show.
Do you mind if I plug my biochar?
Dude, plug away anything you want to plug.
So, guys, another thing that is awesome for everyone is the fact that if you do biochar, the way I should say
spell that for the guy that doesn't speak English? How do you
Black Gold? Go to blackgoldbiochar.com.
How do you spell biochar for him?
Give me a second.
BIOCHAR.
Please.
Black, BLACK, gold, GOLD, and then biochar, BIOCHAR.com. Black Gold Biochar is my most recent offering. I'm giving 15% off to your clients or to your followers, and the whole thing with it is, if you garden, I know it sounds weird. I know you're mostly young men demographic, but if you get your hands in the dirt, you will be a viable human. Like, if there's those of you out there that feel like you have nothing going for you or the world's so hard and all the rest of it, learn a trade. And if you learn how to grow food, even if it's just like a little terrace garden or whatever, you will become so empowered from that sense of empowerment will trickle into all other parts of your life. It's nothing but a benefit. Plus, you get food out of it.
Huh. Love it.
Great show.
Awesome, guys.
Topher, we love you. Let's break it down. All right, guys. What'd you think of my man, Topher Gardner?
He came in hot.
Every time.
First one of the year. It was good.
Banger out the gate. A little spiritual talk, followed by a little bit of some conspiracy for you. I'm dead serious. If I buy a bunch of land in Texas, if I ever got blessed to do that, I'm going to put little houses and put the baby's mama, boom, and you sit in the back, leave me alone.
Yeah, because he makes like little smaller houses for they're good for hurricanes and floods, which is you just make a bunch of them.
Yeah, we moved
land.
to Texas. I built a bunch of pods in the backyard. We have one for podcasting. And then we just live in a small town.
I would love to be underground.
Dude, let's see if he can do underground ones too. But do you want, Johnny, I think about this. All these billionaires are building these bunkers to survive something. I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to ask you because I know your answer.
Yes.
I want to live. Like,
no.
Do you want?
No.
Dude, I'm watching Fallout. It sucks.
Yeah,
that's a fictional thing.
You think it's going to be anything other than Mad Max and Terror Dome?
Well, not if you stay in the bunker.
Okay, but what?
But eventually, you're going to want to go out, Johnny. You're not going to want to sit indoors all day. There's going to be no Netflix.
You don't know me, dude.
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be no Netflix, no internet, so you're going to be like, well, I'm going to have DVDs. How many times are you going to go over the same DVD?
Yeah, let's watch Harry Met Sally again.
Yeah.
I've watched Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan like 100 times. So
really?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about going back and watching classics again.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver.
The ones that stand up really stand up, and the ones that don't I mean, it's
comedies don't stand up.
Not a lot of them don't. Yeah.
The first Tron is so ridiculous.
So dumb.
Because they didn't even understand the internet yet, and they were just making shit up as they were going. It makes no sense. And then they tried to do a homoerotic version with Jared Leto, and nobody watched it. Jared Leto is literally box office poison. Like, he keeps getting gigs, and nobody watches his movies. He has to be in a movie with a box office name.
Yeah.
But it's like, what's his name from George Clooney says, like, the days of movie stars are dead.
Yep.
And you can blame nobody but Hollywood. And they probably did on purpose because they don't want to pay anybody to be in movies anymore. You know, your lead, you can pay them $5 million, $100 million now.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to the movies to watch. Even like Denzel Washington's movies now, he's all old and fat, and you think he's beating people up. Yeah. I heard Steven Seagal now is doing movies where he's fighting people in his chair.
Can you name a movie that's in theaters right now? I couldn't.
Yeah, Zootopia, because my kids.
But I mean, Johnny's
a movie guy. Yeah. Same thing with the guys from Conspiracy Social Club. They go to movies all the time. There's only one movie that will get me to the movie theater, and that's Godzilla. That's it.
You can go see like the Avengers Doomsday is going to come out next year, December.
I would go see that too, but Marvel movies are bad. I mean, I saw Fantastic Four.
Well, I think they've realized their mistakes and they're
but they still inject shit, dude. Like at the end of Fantastic Four, Mom's Love destroys Galactica.
That ruined the movie for me almost.
It's just like, come on, dude. Chicks aren't watching this. No. It's all guys. It's a theater of incels. Mm-hmm. What do we don't go, Mom's Love, you know? Like, yeah, I love Mom too. Mom, we all love our moms. She's not going to be Galacticus because she's got mom power.
Galactus. Yeah.
Or whatever his name is. Right?
No, you're totally right, dude. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's just this I watched The Last Frontier, and it started out so good. It didn't end bad.
I don't know what that is.
It's a show on Netflix, Apple. It's really good.
Jason Clarke or whatever.
Yeah, he's in Alaska. It's good, but dude, at the end, this chick is just beating up all these guys, and you're like, why? Why do we need this?
It was that way, and it was a pretty good show. That show Task on HBO, where it's like a FBI task force trying to track down this guy or these guys that are dealing drugs, basically. Anyway, there's this like maybe 110-pound black chick that just beats the shit out of some people, and I'm just like, come on, man.
It's so crazy. The chicks beat up everybody, but when I tell my girlfriend she can't tell a story, she gets pissed and cries.
It's so fun.
It's like unbelievable. Hey, if you go to samtripoli.com, again, you can see the dates there. We got World War Debate coming up this Saturday night, tomorrow night. Please. If you can't make it to Atlantic City, you can watch it live.
Where can they watch it live? Do you have a YouTube channel?
It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Twitter. It's going to be everywhere. I'll make sure everyone knows exactly where they can watch it. It's going to be on Rumble as well. You're going to be able to watch it everywhere and anywhere. We're very excited about it. And it's going to be the first of hopefully many. This thing goes off without a hitch. We know the show isn't going to be as big as it could be, and that's okay. Work out the kinks when it's small, and then watch it explode. We're expecting like 300 people, which for a first show is going to be fun.
It's going to be a good try. It's going to be a good time, and it's not like it's a long event.
Now the question is, who do you think is going to try to steal this idea? Everybody. Yeah. It's going to be so funny to watch everyone trying to do their own versions of it.
You know who I could see doing it? That Jubilee that they do those
No,
weird
they got
kind
their
of
own
shows.
thing. I don't think they'll do it. I have my idea. I'm not going to say
Daily
it is.
Wire. Those guys could do it totally.
Yeah, but it would be shit.
I know, but
nobody will watch it.
They have no shame. I mean,
you see
they
what
just
they're doing
resurrected
now?
Candace Owens,
and they're just going to do a show where they rip her.
Yeah, we talked about it on BS. It's like so stupid, man.
They're so dumb. And the problem is they got no money anymore because it's dead.
Well, they're burning Ben Shapiro's money is what it is. Yeah.
Well, people are like, he's losing like 1,000 subscribers a day. Whew. They're like, he's got 7 million. Like, still, 1,000 a day is a lot.
You know how what's her name, Nicki Minaj, lost like 1 million in one day?
Because she went to Turning Point.
And then you know how she deleted it? And I was like, oh, she doesn't want the backlash. No, she deleted it so people stop unfollowing her.
Why did she go there?
And by the time she opens it back up, we all forgot.
Is she political, Nicki Minaj?
No, but it's like it's the same thing.
She just got booked, basically.
When you showed Johnny that they put where Charlie Cook got shot, they put
that was so crazy.
Like, dude, it's all a sign. Like
It's an Instagram opportunity.
no, but
His
it's
tent,
basically like, we got you, we got your dude. And then you bring on the one rapper that Charlie Kirk shit on. Like, it's like, could you be more an FU to the guy that supposedly is dead now, right?
Can we not cuck a guy's ghost, please?
Yeah, can we not cuck the ghost?
And then what if you're an asshole? You go up to that where he got shot and you go like this. You know, when Eddie
You don't think
Bravo-
somebody did
Yeah,
that?
that's what I'm saying. Remember when people were doing that with Eddie Bravo was like, look, I got shot by JFK. Went to the Dallas thing.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, someone's gonna sit there and then go like this, right? Like they're getting shot. And
How
it's
many
just-
people do you think drive down convertibles down that road when they go there? Just like, take a picture of me while I'm driving in the back
It's
of
like
a
the
convertible.
Beatles, you know, the Abbey Road crossing, you know, everybody trying to get their photo there. Totally.
And then January 16th, I am in San Luis Obispo.
Oh, and Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, Tuesday. One of the best lineups I've ever put together. I got to put that up there.
Who you got?
We got Tim Dillon. We got Andrew Santino.
Nice.
We got I got TJ Miller.
Really?
Finally, I go up to, I go, why do you hate me? He goes, I don't hate you. I go, dude, every time you want me, I ask you to do my show, you say you're out of town, then you're in a show the next day. He goes, I will do the next one. So he's in.
You gilded him. That's smart.
I love TJ Miller.
Everybody, I think he's so funny.
He's so funny.
And he gets no credit for his stand-up being hilarious because of his acting career kind of overshadowed it. But
Yeah, right there. Go to that. Bang. Yep.
Bang.
It's just absolutely hilarious.
Look at that
So this is what the Comedy Store's done now, and I love them. But what they've done is go back. Look at these guys. They all just book the shows I've been booking forever. They literally just rip off my lineups. And I get that those are the guys that sell tickets, but it's like with you, like when they're like, we want a 420 show. They want a Mexican show. Get a Mexican show in there. Get different Mexicans in there. Don't look at the show before me. That's everybody does my show.
you know what this is too, right? It's you having a lack of, I don't want to say ambition, but like if you wanted to do this thing 5 times a month, they would, it would have been.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's
If you wanted to drive
but
it
what
into the
people
ground.
don't understand, and like just look how many guys he's got on that show. He has 6 up top, 11 people. Dude, you know how long that show's going to be with 11 people? I go 7 at the most. And that's if I just need to add a banger. It's go back.
People don't stay.
Go back
It
one.
hurts physically to laugh.
And
for that
then
long.
this guy over here, this is a small lineup for him. This guy's a small lineup. That's 9. He's had 12 in his show.
And more. Some, you know how pop-ins, his homies will pop up.
It's so weird though. Does the Comedy Store not book any of its own shows like that anymore?
No, but because the whole thing is they're supposed to book regulars, and a lot of these people aren't regulars.
They
You
don't.
know,
That's
I
so
mean,
funny.
Leno is, but he doesn't really do it. But Dane isn't. Jay Leno is.
Well, why don't you just pass him and have him in as a regular? I mean, I don't understand that.
I don't know. I think people would be okay if Dane got passed now, but back in the day,
Oh, because of the wars.
Yeah.
I
back
got
in
you.
the day, like
Was he an improv guy or what?
and so this is what he does, right? He books so far fucking out just to. It makes me laugh.
Arsenio.
I love Arsenio Hall. He's actually
funny,
pretty
man.
funny, dude.
No, he's funny. Yeah.
But the point is, it's like this is the 8th thing I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
what I was getting at,
to
yeah.
these guys, it's the main thing they do.
Yeah.
So I'm competing with guys that this is their, and I'm not player hating, but it's like you're welcome.
It's their bread and butter. Though.
I gave you the keys. You copied me. Stop acting like you're trying to kill me off when you're just doing me. I'm competing against myself. Like if you go back, watch when you go back, right? See that lineup? Go to Laugh Factory, go to Improv, and watch that whole lineup get stolen. And so I'm not just competing against other shows another night. I'm competing against other comedy clubs doing my lineup. They wait till I get my lineup, and then they just pick it apart.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, can you do this show? We already know you're going to be at Sam's show. We'll put you at this time because you're going to go up here. Perfect timing for you to
Listen
go
to me.
upstairs.
There will be a time when no one will remember me. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody. It happens to some quicker than others. But I changed LA comedy. I don't give a shit what everyone gets paid now because of me. Dude, I used to do shows at the Improv. They would have guess, Johnny, did I already tell you this? If you had to guess how much I got paid at one point at the Improv for a set, what would you say they handed me?
I heard they still do $20.
Dude, We got paid $7. $7 for a packed show.
That's wild.
Now they're giving 100. You know why? Because I changed the pay rate.
Dude, to this day.
I'll never get the respect for them just doing what I did.
Yeah, to this day, you put someone up, it was randomly. They performed, they did great. You went up to them, gave them some money, and they were like,
Watch
"Really,
this, guys.
They're like, really?"
See this girl in my lineup? Her name's Mitzi. She's got 5.1 million followers on Twitter, right? On TikTok. Mitzi, no, go to mine. Right? Go to mine. Click that. Okay, go down. Mitzi Sanderson. Watch when she's in every single show after mine.
I mean, it happened with Sarper, dude.
Every single show after mine. They call me a gatekeeper. I'm like, no, I just see it first, and then everyone jacks my shit. Because I get it. That's why this World War debate they'll try to rip it off, but they can never do me. I mean, yeah, these shows are doing great, but they're all derivatives of Sam Tripoli.
She's hot.
Anyway, Mitzi's hot, dude. Yeah. Here's the thing, dude, about LA comedy. There's so many hot autistic chicks. There's so many hot autistic chicks. It's like unbelievable.
Might not be many hotter than her. Damn.
Yeah, she's. I don't know if she has a lot. Oh yeah, look how many she has on yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah. Now go to her TikTok.
She just stand up.
Yeah, but she started out as a dancer. She went to school for dancing. Wow. Now if you go to her, and like I'm trying to, it's very hard for me to. This is a movie she's in. If you go to her TikTok,
she's gonna crush Hollywood. I mean,
oh, she's only like 23.
So
she already has 5.1 million followers.
I wish I could buy stock in a person. Can we get a life insurance policy on her or something? Is that how that works?
People do that with homeless people.
Yeah, she got the milli. Yeah, she got the milli.
5.3 million.
Holy.
Yeah, and I told her this. I go, listen, Mitzi, and it's hard for me to talk to someone who has 5.3 million people and trying to give her advice on careers, right? But I go, Mitzi, if you just convert 1% of that 5 million, what is that, 50,000?
Set for life, yeah.
You convert 1% to your Patreon. That's $250,000 a month. Yeah. You won't have to act. You won't have to do anything. Look, go up. Did she add it? She added. Look at her butt. She had to make her butt pop. Okay, Johnny's uncomfortable. He's very funny. She's a good person too. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. Go to samtripoli.com. I know this is going long. Johnny's getting pissed. Premium Johnny, go up. Look at that. That's the amazing moment where I'm in a Raiders jersey, shoving Zins up my butt.
Sorry. That's our recap show.
Funny because someone asked me, he's like, tell me the laptop he's using isn't the tinfoil hat laptop. I was like, that is his own laptop.
Yeah.
Premium content. I put my content up against anybody's. There's nobody in the conspiracy game that's giving you better premium content than samtripoli.com. Whether it's my show with Kurt Metzger, the Kurt and Sam Experiment, whatever this is, my deep conspiracy rewinds, I'm telling you, it's the best. Cash Daddies, talk about it.
He's killing it. We just started the year, and he's already published the 2026 portfolio. So if you'd like to get in now at the beginning and track those trades throughout the year, it did really well last year.
Dude, do you like money?
Yeah, that's the question.
Look at me, I'm crying. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You can't believe it.
I'm so sad.
America first.
America first. America first. Yeah, dude, go see it, dude.
That was literally the first thing I clicked on.
So yeah, that's it, dude. T-shirts. Just go to T-shirts. Oh, I gotta talk to those guys. We gotta finish this project. I'm ready to pump it up. The Chaos Twins, chaostwins.com. And then all of our affiliates, Buy Gold and Silver, Mineral King, Aqua Cure Hydrogen Brown Gas, and of course, he's on next episode, Chemical Free Body, James EMF Rocks, Brain Supreme. You like this guy's question? Of course you do. He does it. And then finally T-shirts. The new T-shirt hopefully will be out. Go see if he put it up.
Let's see. Fingers crossed.
Go down. No. Okay, I got to ask him. Why haven't you put up the new T-shirt that says Tinfoil Hat, the most trusted name in news? And on the back it says, I get my news from Sam Tripoli. Wood Army, dude. It's
Get it.
strong.
Go get
it's
it.
strong.
Sure, too.
So great show. I mean, it's a great show. That's some deep. What do you think about the pyramid thing, Johnny? You're a big pyramid guy. You're always
That fascinates me. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard a satisfactory explanation for what the pyramids are. So that's as likely as anything.
But people would love to think it's aliens. They're like, it's got to be aliens, dude.
You haven't heard the new theory?
We just heard one.
No.
A newer
I mean,
theory?
it's not new, but it being like a power plant or something.
Yeah,
to do
that's
with,
it. An ammonia plant.
Yeah.
I've heard that as well. Yeah. Could be different pyramids did different things.
Yeah, they're making it seem like they were like this guy was saying like, hey, let's imagine we went to Mars, we would build stuff to like oil plants and stuff to create power. Like that's what that was, but
not against it.
Theory.
Not against it. All right, guys, enjoy. Oh, what do you want to push?
Hit that like button, subscribe, go check.
Go find the YouTube channel too.
Oh yeah,
Tinfoil Hat YouTube channel. It's Cooking with Gas, guys.
Go get it. We go live over there as well.
We're gonna start doing more lives on
and
there.
That was a hot one.
People be talking. People be jumping. There it is, Tinfoil Hat YouTube.
There it is, guys. The one with the upside down tinfoil hat logo.
Yep. Look at that. Dude, we're starting to finally get some numbers on there.
Getting it.
Finally. Yeah, man. If you know, a lot of people like YouTube. You want to watch it there. Just know they're going to hit you with a billion.
Dude, we left them with the banger with that doctor episode. The comments, people love that episode.
I've had some big names hit me up saying they think that's real too, which I do believe. Anything else?
Hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment, please.
Johnny.
Broken Sim out. Check it out. It's a good episode. We had we just got on all the Venezuela stuff, which is it's a lot of hypocrisy on the internet right now.
All right, guys. Enjoy the highlights.
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim.
Johnny, can we talk about this? Have the bots gotten dumber? Have the bots gotten dumber? Like we used to have quality bots that would say bring up quality points, and now they're not even trying.
I don't think a lot of them now aren't bots, dude. It's just the people that are completely pot committed on the president, our president. You know what I mean?
So
like that just.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just this guy can do no wrong. I mean, he's literally violated another country, and everyone's like, "Dude, we gotta do." Listen, if you said to me, Sam, the reason they're doing this is because China's trying to invade our hemisphere, I might listen to you a little bit, just a tiny bit, but it still does not warrant kidnapping another country's leader. I mean, it's so bad. In the end, dude, always bet on the Church of the British Empire, dude. Every freaking time. Every time. So you know how we had that Matthew Errat on Matthew Errat? Dude, I'm reading his book, bro. I'm reading his freaking book.
It was a great test.
It is fire, bro. This thing is fire. Okay? Pure fire. And he brings up something that I didn't even know. And that is that the map of the Greater Israel Project and the map of ancient Babylon are basically the same.
That's fascinating. Really?
Isn't that fascinating? I mean, that's a fascinating fact to me. I texted to somebody today, no response. I'm like, I just dropped the greatest knowledge of all time on you, and you don't even hit me back going with a, whoa, that's weird.
To be fair, I mean, think of all the texts that you don't get back to that were probably just as fascinating as the Greater
Yeah, and I would say this person's phone gets way more texts than I do, so I do understand. I'm just trying to make content, Johnny, okay? You're supposed to be like, can't believe that.
That asshole. These
people today.
These people.
The great Sam Tripoli is texting you and you don't text him back.
But, okay, so, I mean, it's a tremendous disinfo campaign, by the way, on social media. We're seeing scores of videos being passed around of celebrating Venezuelans. 90% of them are from a soccer game like 5 years ago.
Yeah, Johnny.
People in the streets celebrating soccer.
So Jimmy Dore did a segment on Ryan Mata. Do you follow Ryan Mata at all on Twitter?
Didn't we have him on the show?
No, he's supposed to come on. We were supposed to book him because he got a book or something coming out. I know Mark fumbled the bag. You know, Mark, who's on Derp with Kerp. So, you know, he's famous now.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man. Mark's a busy man. It's so funny. Kurt, like, is the loving parent, and I'm the disciplined parent. I'm the one who's trying to teach him life lessons. And I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad parent, though, by the way. I'm the bad guy. I'm never like, I'm always looked at as the bad guy. I'm the bad man.
I'm a crypto Jew, by the way.
What's that?
This guy says I'm a crypto Jew right here. What's the story
What are
there?
you talking about? Johnny's not a crypto Jew.
No, not even
at all.
There's a 0% of. I'm from the South, dude. We had 2 Jews in my school, the Kurtzman twins, and we the whole county knew them by name because literally they were the only people in the whole county that I grew up with.
Schmergerberger, Goldenberger, Schmidt. Was that their last names?
Kurtzmans.
Yeah. My math tutor was Jewish. Dude, there's like a female Jewish comic out there that hates me right now. I know because I saw her at the Christmas party at the Comedy Store, and she just like iced me. I felt the ice, and they hate me. It's like, I don't even think you run everything. I'm actually on your side.
It's funny in the circles we run in. You're a borderline apologist for.
Yeah, I'm like, they don't run it. They're just middle management.
Yeah.
Anyway, so. Yeah, this book is pretty amazing, dude. But Ryan Mata, that video. So you're hey, dude, why are all these videos out? Well, Ryan Mata talks about there's this thing called bounties. Have you heard of this? Bounties?
No.
Where you can go to a website and they'll be like, if you tweet this stuff, for every 100,000 views you get, we'll give you $50. Which seems like a really shitty deal, but they do it. And that's why you see the same things always being put out. And then you got that Nick Shirley that everyone's like, oh my God. He got Tim Waltz to step down, you know? And now everybody's saying he's got videos from Israel where he's like, dude, look how wonderful, peaceful Israel, or whatever he talked about. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
There are no heroes. There's only 2 heroes out there. Johnny Woodard, Sam Tripoli. Okay. And I would say XG, but he does not know what's going on. So those are the 3s you could trust right there.
I mean, it's just because we are willing to admit when we are wrong, you know? I mean, that's such a rare trait. That's most of what's going on with this Venezuela thing is people just sending good faith after bad on the president. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of my favorite sketch from Saturday Night Live. The Adam Sandler, Chris, I always bring it up. Chris Farley, the something boys, where it's like, for the love of God, just let the boys sleepwash your grandma. That's what these people do.
I want to address this. I work so hard. Sam has asked me to remind him of the walls on YouTube when we're live, especially.
I cannot say the N-word until 10 minutes in.
This channel is this is our connection to any kind of audience, video wise.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's our front porch to the world. And if we lose it like we had before,
we have.
Grow. Yeah.
We don't grow. Nobody, we get ignored. It's unbelievable. Rumble has been showing us some love. They occasionally put us on that front page, which is the difference between being seen and not being seen.
Mm-hmm.
So we thank them.
By 100x. I mean,
we gotta play the game, dude. We're a bunch of players.
So Venezuela, what do you think the end game is there? I mean, I hear people say oil. Is it enough oil to make a difference? I mean, it is a major. They have major
oil everywhere. There's oil everywhere.
What do you think it is?
I think it's just about not allowing China or Russia to come into our hemisphere.
Which is the same motivation for Greenland too, which I think he's dead serious. I think he's totally serious.
Dude, he's gonna try to take Greenland, Canada. He's gonna try to take them all, and everyone will be like justified. Be like, come on, man. He's just trying to keep us safe, dude. It's like, bro, there's something on videos so bad he's willing to take Greenland to stop it from coming.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app, or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
Oh my God! That makes
so cute. Merry Christmas, y sopas, pendeja.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude, scroll up. There's this one that I definitely want you to see. This is disgusting. Scroll up a little bit more.
There's no more.
Scroll down then. That one right there.
The butthole?
Dude, talking about ass. What the is this? Dude, what is up with this?
I couldn't watch it.
What do you mean you couldn't watch it?
But I was like,
I know you watched it because you didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't either. I was like, what's this about to do? And then you're like, no, she didn't.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the #1 podcast in the world. It's your boy XG Marks the Spot, and like always, I got my #1 producer / graphic designer. It's never gonna get old. I don't care what anyone says. What's up, guys? Man, as y'all know, I told you guys I was snowboarding last week, and one of the homies pulled up a super high and hungry fan, and we don't smoke the same fan, and an accident happened. It's so funny because I got a video of him talking shit to E-Zone. Not really talking shit to E-Zone, but just telling E-Zone like, this is hard. You got to be really athletic. You have insurance. And then we're drinking a Twisted Tea. Damn, that was a good first run, right? The first one we had? Chingon, huh?
Limbs intact.
Sheesh.
Salud, brother.
Can you tell Lame as E-Zone to come?
I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. He's on.
Damn, this will just call you unathletic.
Stick with the gym, Papa. Well, we can get you on the bunny slope though, bro. I think you'll be all right over there.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's a grown man. He's got insurance. He's got insurance. That's the most important.
He's an adult.
He's got insurance, bro. He's got insurance.
What the fuck you waiting for?
He's got Kaiser. Let's run it, player.
Calendar year. Your deductible's ready to go, dog.
He's on first. Learn how to swim, and then we take over snowboarding.
Baby steps, bro.
Baby steps, player. And I'm not even lying. Like 2 minutes later, it was so fast I didn't even capture it. The homie falls down, breaks his collarbone. Instantly, he knew, because I'm like, yo, come down. He's like, nah, and I'm like, nah, you dislocated your shoulder. You know, we can pop it back in.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Like, yeah. And he's like, no, dude, I'm done for the day, most likely for the season. And you know, adrenaline's rushing. I'm like, bro, just no, take a breather. But he works at Kaiser Permanente.
Oh.
He
knew he was.
He knew. Fucked. He literally was like, dude, I moved my shoulder and all I heard was all the bones and stuff. So then he walks down. I grab all his gear, and I'm like snowboarding to take all his stuff, and I meet him at Med Tent or at Ski Patrol.
Yeah.
And they don't really.
Go ahead.
They don't really do shit, dude. I'm there at Ski Patrol, and they just give him a little slingy.
For his
shoulder, for his collarbone.
Oh, so
and then he went to the hospital. He actually went, drove down back to Fontana, went to the hospital, but fuck,
he had to drive like that?
Yeah, and then you know me, I got all scared after that. I went on one more run, and then I was like, I'm gonna call it a day. Next thing you know, it's gonna be 2 fools at the fucking Kaiser Permanente in Fontana.
What, how long were you guys on there for? Like, how long were you guys
He went on 2 runs.
That's it?
Yeah, 2 runs, which is definitely not a long time. Yeah, it was a quick one, but shout out to homie Heebie-Jeebies. He was dope.
He's on. You got some voodoo, bro. Right after I was talking shit, bro, I fucking ate shit, dog.
The Santeria shit kicked in.
Bro, don't come up here, dog. Don't come up here. Okay, we don't smoke the same. We don't snowboard the same either, motherfucker.
I mean, we smoked a joint. He's coming back. He said he's not. Yeah. That's his name, dog. He said he's not done. He's coming back. He's a little older, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, dog.
Dang.
Yeah, Chili, want to go snowboarding?
No, that's scary. How long? Yeah. Wait, how long were you? Was it a high one or was it a little?
And you just caught an edge. I'll put an edge on the, like right now. I'll put an edge right here so everybody knows. It's like when you're snowboarding and like your snowboard catches like a bump and you just. And you're going fast, so that bump is.
Wouldn't that happen a lot?
It happens, yeah, dude. That's one other thing is like people tell me, oh, you're gonna fall down because you're new. No, new people fall down, pros fall down. And like it's part of the sport. It's just you're gonna fall if you're trying. You're gonna fall, and then it's people that get in your way. But no, he got his ass kicked.
That sucks.
He got his ass kicked.
Dang.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't you.
It could see, but that's the thing. It could be me. That's why I'm like not like. That's why I helped him down. I helped him all the way to his car. I made sure he was good to go. And you know him like trying to tough it out. I got this, man. Don't trip. Go snowboarding. Like enjoy the rest of your day. Like telling me I'm sorry. Yeah, told me I'm sorry like 3 times. Like don't dog. I'm sorry. You ate shit.
Yeah, you think it was because of Twisted Teas, or you think it was just the snow?
Dude, I literally have a video of us on the ski lift drinking a Twisted Tea. Pulling over, drinking another Twisted Tea.
How do you guys get it on the lift?
You
just
they
don't. It's not like.
No, that's not like a rave, but they definitely don't want you drinking. If they see you drinking something that's not sold at the premise, they can evoke your past. But
can you get a DUI for that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you can go snowboarding as drunk as you want.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. Oh shit. No, I'm gonna pull up this video because I was actually telling you.
Lot of crazy
I did send you a bunch of shit, but dude, talking about the homie getting his ass kicked. There's one video that's
you're gonna compare him to.
It's cause
Go ahead, but I'm like
I'm just saying because the homie like got his ass kicked by the mountain, and this video right here is crazy. Like the captions: 2 child pedos show up at 3 a.m. and fight for their freedom. Dude, if this is real, like I don't know. Like I sent this to the homies. Everyone I sent this to was like, "Yo, what the? This is better than bum fights."
Yeah.
This is better than bum fights because you feel bad for the bums. Like, you know, they're doing it because they need the money or they're just fucking crackheads. Yeah. These guys sit here. I mean, just play the video because I mean, it's self-explanatory, but holy dude. They got a Patreon. It's one of those things where you're like, yo, take my money.
Okay.
All right, so we got first predator right here. We already conducted the interview with him. Second one is about to be here. We got our decoy over there waiting for the second one. We're gonna interview him. You feel like you're reformed? You learned your lesson? I learned my lesson. Okay. And what are you gonna do when the second guy gets here? You guys are gonna fight each other. If he gives his consent.
We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hack.